How's it going, everybody? It's Brandon here with Roadrunner Sports, and today we're talking about the Brooks Launch 7. This was my first time running in the Brooks Launch series, and I was really excited because I've heard such great things about it from the past 6 versions, and I was excited to see that they actually didn't change a whole lot coming to the 7th version. So this is your budget trainer meant for tempo work, speed work, and just really meant to get you out and going. There's not a ton of resistance against your foot, meaning it's going to have a great lockdown fit, but I'll get into all that in a second. So first we're going to go over the upper, midsole, and then the outsole of this shoe and just kind of how it performed. So I've taken this shoe on about 12 miles so far, and I've really enjoyed the performance. A lot of people always ask me, like, do you ever run without socks? I don't know why people like running without socks, but people ask me that all the time, and honestly, I've never ran in any shoes without socks, but I think this might be the first pair of shoes that I would run in without socks. It comes with a one-piece mesh upper, and I don't feel any overlays on the bottom. When I do put on shoes without socks, I'm just slipping them on and like running out to the car and back or something. And usually you can feel just some uncomfortableness and some rubbing on some other shoes. They typically don't affect performance too much when you're wearing socks, but this is a shoe that I would recommend to wear without socks if you're that type of runner. Alright, so I mentioned this is a budget trainer, and I say that because it comes in at $99, which is a fantastic price for any performance running shoe. It weighs in around 8.8 ounces for a size 9 men, and it comes in with a 10mm drop. So really great shoe with a lightweight trainer feel to it, and like I said, it locks down really good on foot. Especially with the tongue, it's pretty thin and it lays down. And going back to the upper, talking about the breathability of this shoe and just the overall fit is a big story here. The single layer mesh, or the one-piece mesh, is single layer, and like my foot was sweating a lot yesterday. It was a hot day, but honestly, like it was wicked off my foot. It's moisture wicking technology on the shoe. Obviously that helps with the socks as well, but overall, my foot stayed completely dry in this, and the shoe just performed really well, and I had a nice breathable ride even though it was really hot and my foot was sweating. Sticking with the upper, we have a nice lockdown heel fit here. I did have a little bit of rubbing here, so I would recommend wearing slightly taller socks. With some shoes, you notice that with the heel counter, even though when it's stiff, the top part tends to fold down a little bit easier. With the Brooks Launch 7, it's a little bit stiffer, so just keep in mind that your ankle is going to be really locked down. So if you struggle with heel slippage, this shoe is going to be perfect for you. I don't struggle with heel slippage. I'm usually locked in really well, so I think having that extra secureness here on my heel was almost a little bit too much, where I had that little bit of rubbing, but overall, great fit in the upper. So moving into the midsole, we have the BioMoGo DNA, which is not the DNA Amp or the DNA Loft that you're gonna find in the Ghost or the Glycerin series. This is a DNA, or just the BioMoGo DNA. So it comes in as really kind of like rubber. It's kind of like, it feels like used gum. It's still got a little bit of like bounce to it and a little bit of stick. It's pretty firm, but it gives you a nice smooth ride. Like I said, it has some flat lay laces on the upper, and the shoe really just like cinches down to your foot, and there's not a lot of movement between your foot and the shoe, so it really is that one shoe, or like one foot, one shoe type of feel, where as you're going, you're not gonna feel any separation between your foot and the shoe. And having a midsole like this, I think, is really complementary to that. When you have too soft of a midsole, when you have that exact same type of feel, then you tend to get kind of the squishy ride, which is what a lot of people tend to avoid. You want to get the springy ride, not the squishy ride. Anyways, moving on to the outsole, we have the ton of rubber here, which is going to give you just a ton of traction, and it's really going to get you moving. In every Brooks shoes I've had, we have just about the same amount of rubber on the outsole, and it has the same cross-section midsole here, or where the midfoot area has the same cross-section to help with the tread, and it performs fantastic. So overall, this is a fantastic shoe. I would say if you're gonna go out for tempo runs, or if you're gonna go out and just, even if it's not a tempo run, but if you wanna squeeze your run in, because it is a low profile shoe, it comes in great colors like this one. You can wear this all day and it just kind of looks good with whatever you're wearing. Overall, the Brooks Launch 7 has been one of my favorite shoes of the year so far, just because of simplicity. I put this right up there with the Nimbus, in terms of the Asics Nimbus, where it's just that that go-to shoe where it's a simple shoe. If you're a beginning runner and a lot of the technology kind of scares you, don't know what you're getting into, you don't know if you want a super soft ride, a super firm ride, you don't know if you're a neutral runner, you don't know if you're a stability runner, you just want to get some shoes and get out and run, this is one of those shoes that I would highly recommend for you. It does a lot of things really well, but it doesn't do anything poorly. So the Brooks Launch 7, I highly recommend it. If you're a VIP, make sure to check it out online with Roadrunner Sports. You get 90 days to test run the shoe as well as free shipping on all your online orders. So go ahead and check it out, and we'll see you guys on the road.